Hello, my name is Lisa, and in today's video I'm going to show how I made these cute fabric flip fabric samples using a simple postcard and some fabric swatches that I have. So if you want to see how I did these, stay tuned. All right, so let's see how we make these fabric swatches. You have probably seen in other places where they do the fabric flips, where you just do layers of fabric, maybe a little trim on the top, sew it on the top, glue it into the page, just a little fabric flip in your journal. These are inspired by my days back in Joann Fabrics. Now, we used to sell, and they might still do, I haven't checked in a while, fabric swatches. You could check them out, bring them home, see how the fabric looked in your house. It would have different variations of a color. You could do draperies, make couches, etc. So this is kind of an homage to my Joann days. So what I took were, I have a box of Pantone color cards. I got them off of Amazon maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. So I don't know if they're still available, but it was like a box of 100 cards, and they're postcards, nice and thick. So I decided to use these. I got the back flip. You can see how that has the color on there. And I also picked, I have these, which I have stamped on white. They're pretty nondescript, but they kind of look like manufacturer's marks. Not really sure what I would call them. They're more of an obscure thing, but those are from my Curator collection stamps. All I did was I took the top row, or top 2 rows, and stamped those onto paper, and I'm cutting them out using the pinky shears to make them kind of look like little fabric tags. So that was that, and just a couple stickers, etc. So get that out of the way, but you can see I just have different like you would take it home and be like, oh, well, let's see which fabric goes well with my thing here. So I've used the fabrics that I have for my journal covers from the Edith Holden collection, Curated Color, and using at least, using the 3 of those, because I came with 3 different patterns for each color, and then picking a 4th one out of my stash. This one was a Christmas one, but it had the same kind of red colors. This one is a batik. Quite a few of the other ones that I picked for them were batiks. This one yellow has a little glitter, etc. So what I've done is I've gone through, just because it takes a while to cut them, is I've gone through and I've cut the purple samples, the yellow samples, the orange samples, and the pink samples. But I'm going to cut the green so you can see how I did it. And obviously each one can be a different size as you have here. This one's probably longer than I should have made it, because it looks like it's about 9 inches. But that's okay if it hangs out a little bit, or if it's a taller journal, that'll work. I could always go back and trim it a little bit if I wanted to make it a little bit smaller. This one ended up being about 8 inches, which is probably a good size for them. This was the first one I made, and I wanted to have that little house on there, so that's why it ended up being a little bit longer. So let me show you how we did these. Nice and simple. All right, so we're going to start with the card here. Now I am going to fold it in half. It is a 5.5 inch card. Yeah, 5.5 inches. So I'm just going to score it because it's pretty thick at 2 3/4, just to fold it in half for the header. Now you can use anything for a header, thicker cardstock. It doesn't have to be a postcard. These just went well with my colored journal series, obviously. All right, so we're just going to fold that in half and do that. Going to throw just a bit of grungy ink on there. Now, what I do have to do is go back, and I forgot to on my samples, is I did round the corners on these with my bigger punch, and I did do the smallest one, I believe. And can't do two layers together. They are too thick of a cardboard, but it just makes it a little, I don't know, fancier, I think. And just trying to get the edge of the white just to be a little knocked down, almost look like it's been handled a lot. Now for the top hole, you could use a hole punch. I used my new punch because of course it's new, it's fun. And it looks like those hooks you see when you hang stuff up onto to sell things. So that is why I use that. And I'm just going to punch a hole, try to center it as best as possible. And there we go. So I do have to put the holes in those still and round them, but we figured we'd do this completely from start to finish like I would do it. All right, so for the fabric, we have a couple choices here. I've got this modeled one, and these were leftover bits from making the journal covers, and they happen to be like perfect sizes. And then these are little snippets from this collection of squares. And then this is the one that is not cut at all. This one I will decide what piece I want to use for the longer one. Find something that looks kind of cool. That would be kind of cool with the flower at the bottom. And that was the other fun part to doing this, is to try to figure out what I wanted to have hanging down as part of the sample. Like have that plate and that there. I have that flower. I think I want the flower. Okay, so what I did was figured out how long I wanted to make it. And let's cut it about, let's say about 6 inches. Let's cut it about 6 inches. Now maybe a little longer because I can always cut it down a little bit. Okay, let's see. Let's make it about 7 inches. Okay, we're going to trim it right there, and I am going to rip it. That way I know it goes a little bit straighter. All right, so we got that one done, and put that, I have that done with that. All right, so for the width, I went with how wide this card was. So obviously if you have a different width card, by the way, I didn't say how wide these were, I think. They're almost 4 inches. So they were, to start, they were 4 by 5.5. No, just shy of 4. But again, you know, if you have a 4 by 6, what do you call it? Cardstock piece, you could definitely use that. All right, I wanted to cut this side, didn't I? All right, so I'm going to snip this and rip it. Okay, we'll save that piece for something, and there we go. All right, so that is going to go. That is going to go on the bottom, and then I'll end up putting this on the top. And I have this for an extra piece. And I think I might put that, in the middle here. So we're going to cut this to about right there. And the width is actually pretty good. Just going to trim a little bit off just to make sure it's straight. Okay, now I am going to use my pinking shears to edge these because you have samples that you don't want them falling apart. All right, so that's going to go here. And you're going to go here. And you... I'm not a fan of you. These were also like left over from a project, so I had them laying around. So if I wanted something different, I could cut it. And let's see what we got here. I think I will take, all right, let's take this. I'm going to cut because it's got these squares. Now, obviously, you can take any fabric you want that you would put together in a regular flip that coordinate, that look good, and make a sample swatch card. All right, I think I'll go with that. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so I'm going to take my pinking shears and I'm going to trim these down to fit. While I'm not trying to shake from the cold. I had to go out this morning to go to the post office because yesterday I could not go. So I decided to go this morning and oh, it was biting cold. Oof. All right, I'm not going to cut the top because it's going to be inside of there, so it's not worth my time to do that. And we're going to trim the sides here. And you really don't have to cut too much off when you're using pinking shears. It's really just knocking the edge off to give it a, make sure that's small enough to fit inside the card. But what's nice about these, if you make the fabric flip and you see that a lot of them are sewn, you can glue them, but if you don't have a sewing machine, this is nice because it uses a stapler to staple them together. No glue, no sewing, just stapling. Okay. And you're going to go there. All right, and last one. You can see why I didn't do all the cutting on camera, because not that it's hard, but it's not really too exciting. One thing I forgot to say is when you're doing pinking shears, if you line up your, call them like the gator teeth, when you go to cut them, you have one of the gator teeth match one of your cuts already. You're not going to get weird cuts. They're going to all look uniform. They're all uniform, even though you stop with that one. I missed a little bit, I can tell, but yeah, just if you don't do that, you might get a weird choppy in the middle, and I don't know. If you don't care, it doesn't matter. Okay, so that is going to go there, and make sure that it all fits. All right, you are a little wide over here. Okay, that's a little better. Now, if you don't want it to be exactly to the side, you can cut them a little shorter. That will work. I wanted them to the width of the fabric card. All right, I'm going to move this up just a little, just to make it look nice. Okay. All right, so let's see how long this is going to be. It's about 9 inches, so if I wanted to move it up a little bit, make it about 8, that'll work. Yeah, that'll go. All right, I'm going to grab my stapler. All right, I have a big stapler here. You don't need one, but I don't have a regular size stapler. The only one that I have up in my craft room was this little guy, and it didn't want to go through all that cardboard and fabric. So I've got this long arm stapler, but I'm pretty sure that a regular, like office stapler, would go through here without a problem. All right, so I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna line it up so it's near the bottom, and push, and I'm trying to line this up on each side so it's approximately the same size, same width on the side. Sorry, I'm probably shaking the table, but that's the only way to do it. All right, so now I've got my staples. All right, so let's decorate. We have this, and I've got a bit of ink here. So let's take and we're just gonna cut. Not even really gonna look at it, just gonna cut the next label. And I am gonna ink them ever so slightly on the edges with the same color, just to put that on there. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna need that anymore. I'll leave that to the side. And then I'm gonna see if I can track down some I had some labels that kind of look like they could be manufacturers' kind of names, or names of the product, that kind of deal. We can use that and then stamp a number in there. Let's see. Put that on the back. Spirit Vervine. That looks like a name. Save that cherry for the red one. That has a name on there, sort of a signature name, but that could be. That could work on the back. Something called Take the Risk. They had Inspiration Floral. They had some weird names on some of the collections, so I'm going with it. And we got some numbers. All right, that's a good start. As I keep looking. All right, let's go with that. Keep finding tiny numbers here. Okay. Let's go with that to start. I can have to pull some more later. I can. All right, so even though this is in the right color, I am going to cut a little bit of the red off here. All right, this is Spirit Vervine. All right, that's the name of this collection. And we're going to glue this down. All right, now I'm going to put this do on the back, kind of like a checkout. And we're going to give this the number 2. It's a second collection. And there we go. Now I did find, and unfortunately, I did find a barcode that I was going to put in the back, but this is so slick, all the, it ended up coming off. So I am not sure. Let's see, I've got some old labels here. I could probably put the barcode on that, but I might be able to use some of these to put the barcode on. Okay, let's try that. Let's see where we can go from there. All right, so let's use our VersaFine Clear. And let's put that right there. See how that works. Now, let's see. We can add these. This one. Let's put this one. Like, I know they're stickers. Now this stamp came from a collection from Timo that had a bunch of tickets on there. It had a barcode. Actually, had a couple of tinier barcode here. That barcode said free pass, but I picked the one that was a little bit bigger for it. And hopefully that will stay. And let's, oh, I have that there already. So let's go ahead and put the barcode on that. Okay. And the lid. How did I lose the lid? All right, we'll put that down there for now. And we'll put these to the side, see if they're gonna dry. And see if they'll dry. So there we go. I don't want to put down 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. Fabric flip. You can attach it in your book. You could use a clip on there, put some ribbon on there, glue it down to your book. Yeah, lots of options. Put it in an uptuck. Yeah, cute. I like it. Okay. Let's get that to the side and let's see what else we can put together. All right, let's start with putting the glue, closing that. I won't need it till I put the last sign on. And we're done with the green fabric, so we'll get that out of the way. All right, so the next one I got is this purple one. And we'll go ahead and snap the corners. Now, as you can see on this one, I had lined it up already. This one's going to be a much shorter one, but even though, like, I don't have this at the top, but I know that I'm going to be able to get the staple in there and catch it going this direction. So I was okay by dropping it down a little bit, and this is kind of tucked in, and go from there. All right, staple time. All right, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to go through and round all the corners and staple them, and then come back to decorate so I don't shake the dickens out of you while I'm doing that, okay? Be right back. All right, I am back, and they are all stapled and rounded and ready to go. And the stamp worked with the barcode on the back, so I'm quite happy with that, and got that taken care of. So I did pull a few more labels, and I cut these up further just to speed things along, as they say. All right, so I think I mentioned I was going to use this for the red, but I had done the red already, so I'm thinking cherry, cherry, cherry could be a fun color for this, fun name for this. And we're going to go with it, and I might have to cover the staple up a little bit, but I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, there we go. Cherry, cherry, cherry. Fun name for that. Okay, and I think I'm gonna go with that. Now I think I have some pink. All right, I got pink dauber. I do. We'll go with this one. I do have some. I stocked up on blank daubers, but you know they're across the room. So we're gonna make do with this one. All right, so that'll go there. And I think we're gonna call this is gonna be number 4. And we'll glue this down, and then we'll get a label on the back so we can stamp our barcode. Yeah, these are going to be fun to add to those journals, I think. Something different. All right, cute. Okay, so for this, I think I do have, let's do Arrival. Okay. And stamped over it a little bit, that's okay. All right, cherry, 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 cute. I'm going to keep it this way because it is a bit wet still, and we'll have it dry, and we'll go from there. Okay, onward and upward. I got orange. Now I thought I saw this label, Take the Risk. That could be a fun name for a collection because orange is a very, let's take the risk and make an orange room. Decorate with orange, right? All right, we're gonna put that number right there. And I think we'll go with this. All right, I got a stamp pad for that one. Good old spice marmalade, which won't open. There we go. Okay. Cute. I like how this one came out. Very cute. I like it. Okay. Now for the back side, I think we'll put this for the barcode, or do we want to? I think we'll put that. Now I am decorating the back, and if it gets glued down to a page, you'll never see it, but if I somehow attach it with a clip that gets pulled off, then you're going to see it. So This might be futile, but fun. Why not? And a barcode. Okay, let that dry a moment. Take the risk, I like it. All right, and the yellow. Now I have two names left here. I found Chicago, which I thought was a fun name for maybe a collection because I'm near Chicago. And then I got this Daria Blanca from Argentina, which could be fun. And then I've got this floral inspiration. I think I'm going to put the floral inspiration on this one. And I think we're going to call this collection Chicago. Yeah, I like it. All right. This is going to be Chicago. Put the number. And for this one, I think this can go. There. Okay. Yeah, I like it. All right, so let's find which ones we're going to want to put. All right, so we got purple. Oh, and I do have been lucking out here with the ink pads. And I really can't read them. They're pretty nondescript, but you can pick out occasional words here, like that says Paris. So I think we're going to do that one for that. Purple Paris. Yeah, cute. All right, and for the yellow, okay, I'm going to go with fossilized amber. And I think we'll go with this one. That one does not look like really anything on there. Oops. Okay. Vintage back on there. There we go. Okay, so let's glue these on here and we'll work on the back. And we'll be done with these. I'll do a quick flip through when we're done. You want to see how they look a little bit better. But yeah, I think these were fun to do. I like them. Definitely different than the fabric flips I've seen before. A little bit more involved with the header card and adding some advertising, I would call this stuff. Manufacturer's information. Yeah. All right, so let's go with, I think I will go with that. And for this one, oops, gotta glue the purple on. Oops, upside down. And this one, I am going to do this. Still crooked. Okay, barcode. And quite the smudgy going on because I had it on my fingers. Grab a quick wet one just to get the black off my fingers before I get something on something else. Okay. All right, you are done. And you are done. Okay. All right, let's get these together and do a quick flip through, as they say, right? All right, let's put the glue cap on before I forget. All right, so like I said, this was the blue one I did off camera, the barcode on the back, and a couple of the fabrics on there. Cute. All right, and then the other red one I did. This I ended up stamping because I had a blank circle with my big, and I didn't have to use it because I found all the numbers, but I had this big stamper thing I got a while ago to do some numbers. But the squares and that, I like that with the house and the sampler. It's like a surprise because you don't know that's down there until you go and flip it. And this was, I think, a Christmas fabric, but it still just kind of looked like leaves you could put maybe in a cabin or something. So fabric swatch for that, as well as I put I added this address to the back for that because it was kind of blank looking. So you can find this fabric at number 128 Main Street. All right, now to the pink one. Cherry, cherry, cherry. Very fun. And I like the house in the envelope. And those are like the book pages that you found in old books. The modeled, the batik, and then the fun print with the flowers and the butterflies. And the tag in the back. All right, and then the green one. The Esprit Vervine. Toothpicks, fun. Little plaid, the cover, the batik, and got the plate and the floral. Very cute. I like it a lot. All right, and the Take the Risk orange pack. Very fun. And batiks, and that. I like it a lot. And the back side has the barcode on there. And the yellow Chicago. Very fun. It's got yellow stamps on there. And I think they call it like oil spill. Maybe that's what they call it. And this yellow fabric that I had in my stash I think I used this for a bee journal about a year or so ago. Got a little bit of glitter in there. Very fun. And then the big swatch that's got the numbers and the house. Very cute. All right, and last but not least, the Z purple one, and I need a little bit of, it cracked a little bit. I like that flower inspiration for the name of the group thing. The purple, the oil spill, the batik, and then this one has another one of those samplers, little hidden farmhouse at the top. Looks like a, what do you call it? A perfume label, which is kind of fun. It is hidden, but it kind of reminds you that it has that flower there. So cute, right? All right. Well, those were fun to make. I hope you enjoyed watching those and get some inspiration to make your own different kind of fabric flips. Maybe make some fabric samples. All right. That's going to be it for me today. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye now.